Hi, welcome to today's video. In today's video, we're going to do a short tutorial on how to apply for the Mercedes Benz Bursary program for 2024. So let's get into it. So firstly, we're going to navigate to our browser of choice. And as you can see, I've got it pre-loaded already, but let me just go back one step. And what you're going to search in Google will be Mercedes Benz Bursary. And then you will have this particular search page that you will need to familiarize yourself with. You click on the first hyperlink, which has a Mercedes logo and Pretoria Bursary Program 2024 MBSA. You click on this hyperlink. This hyperlink, as you can see, takes you directly to the career portal or page of the bursary section. As you can see, it is confirmed with this particular name displayed. Before we go to the application process, let's not click on join us now. Let's first read the application details as well as the information and assess our eligibility for this particular bursary. Okay, so firstly, when we navigate downwards, we can see what is the selection criteria. As you can see, there's 2 bullet points. Grade 12 with at least 65% average for your final matric results, or 65% average at tertiary level for the most recent semester results. So if you are in first year, or you're progressing to second year in 2024, then you would need to give your average of 65% for the entire year semester, okay, or for both semesters in the first year. Then why a Mercedes Benz South Africa bursary? It's straightforward. You can study at university of your own choice. Tuition fees, accommodation, transport expenses, stipends, textbooks, and a digital allowance are paid for. You can also work at Mercedes Benz Pretoria Menlyn Main during your school vacations, and you can join the MBSA graduate development program after studying. So you'll notice that on each of these statements, or let's say short sentences, there are asterisks. Obviously that means conditions apply. It all depends on the availability of the school vacation program, where there is intakes coming in terms of internships. So it's all dependent on the situation of the company at the time when they are enrolling out those particular benefits. Okay. So who can apply is the next question they ask. It is all South African citizens, grade 12 learners, students enrolled for or currently pursuing full-time studies. First and second year students will have an added advantage. Anyone studying or intending to study in the following fields: mechanical, electrical, and industrial engineering, computer engineering, information technology, which is short for IT, software development, software engineering, etc., finance, accounting, supply chain or logistics, human resources, law, which is either can be legal and compliance, or both, or just legal and just compliance, and obviously business studies, which could either be sales, after sales, marketing, communications, etc., maybe PR or public relations, for example. Okay. Then the next question is who may not apply. Is all employees of Mercedes Benz South Africa group of companies. And they ask the question here, how to apply. Application should be done online via the Daimler Careers website. Please do not click on this particular link. The join us is the link or the hyperlink that takes us directly to the application stage. Okay, so don't click on this particular hyperlink here. Then just the following considerations, attachments. In your application, please include the following documents and ensure that the file size is small enough to upload, which could be your CV, your certified copy of your grade 12 or 11 results, or recent full tertiary academic results, and a certified copy of your ID document. Okay. Then just lastly, other important information. Closing date for entry is the 26th January 2024. It is on a Friday. So I encourage you to apply as soon as you see this video to avoid any late applications, because it says here late and incomplete applications will not be considered. And should you not hear from Mercedes Benz South Africa, the HR division, please consider your application as unsuccessful. Okay. Then Mercedes Benz South Africa is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. All qualified applicants will be considered. However, the following will apply. Foreign nationals must qualify for a work visa or permit as per the provisions of the Immigration Act of 2002, Division's Employment Equity Plan in terms of Employment Equity Act of 1998, and a Code of Good Practice on Employment of People with Disabilities. So basically they're encouraging people with disabilities to apply. Then only online or only applications submitted online on the website will be considered. Applications submitted by email will not be submitted or considered at all. Okay, so email address provided for query purpose only, which is the following email at the bottom. So if you have any particular system issues or you're struggling to understand the system and so forth, which I doubt you'll have any system issues, this is the email address you need to send queries to or questions or so forth. Okay, so let's get into the actual application. This is join us. Okay, in this particular section, they just asked about the POPI Act, how they're going to process your data and so forth. So you obviously would need to say continue if you are happy with the POPI Act and you've done reading the whole disclaimer and so forth. Since you are a new user, you are going to click on I don't have an account. It will be a new user. And then you need to take note of the following rules. So it says here, please note that the password must respect the following rules. It must contain between 10 and 32 characters. Use only characters from the following set. These are the characters. It must contain at least one letter or letters. Obviously the alphabet, either higher case or lower case. Then it must contain at least one numeric character, obviously the numbers on a keypad. It must not contain more than 2 identical consecutive characters like AA, double B, or 11 or 22. It must not contain a username. It must not contain any of the last 12 passwords used. So this is where you're going to take some time to sketch out a password that is very unique, it is very random, but it doesn't have any repetition, username, and so forth. Okay, so I'll give you an example of what I did. Let's go back quickly. Let's go to cancel. Okay. So when I click on this particular section where it says login, as you can see, my username is world_news1. So I've made my username very random as well, and my password is also very randomized with characters, numbers, and so forth. So we just put in my password, and then we can log in, and let's log in. Okay, so I've already done the application, or I've preloaded my information on the system to make it easy for you to navigate. So as you can see, I have 9 categories I must complete, from privacy statement all the way to review and submit. So let's go back to the first privacy statement. Okay, so in this particular section, or before we get this particular section, there will be an option to ask, do you want to upload your resume or CV? So the system will pick up all the information from your CV and obviously automatically upload it or insert it on the system. So I chose no, I don't want to upload my CV. I'm rather going to do it manually, so it's easier for me to make sure there's no mistakes. I'm obviously confident that the information I'm putting in is factual and true. Okay, so firstly, the privacy statement is important. It's the same as the POPI Act, as you can see, as per the Protection of Personal Information Act, how they're going to store your data and what's the purpose for them requesting your data and your name, your ID number, and all of those particular things. So here you're going to then just put, once you're done reading this whole section, you will then just obviously e-sign here. You'll put in your full name. As you can see, I put mine as Dimitri. I'll say save and continue. Okay. Then personal information, straightforward. Obviously this information on here is falsified, so it is not the true information of myself. It is just to show for the purpose of this tutorial. First name World, last name News. My street name is 1 Door Street, Cape Town, zip code or is 8001. Place of residence, South Africa, Western Cape, Cape Town. Here is my phone number or the business phone number I use for my website, and obviously my student email address at UWC. You can click on this, take me into consideration for other jobs if you want to work at Mercedes Benz. Obviously I'm not going to click on it because I'm not going to submit this information. Then also the next portion, source tracking. Please indicate how you heard about this job. You'll obviously say our website, and then you're going to just say career section. Okay, save and continue. Then the general questions are straightforward. It's one question. Are you eligible to work in South Africa? You will say yes, and then you're going to say save and continue once more. Okay, then the next section is job specific questions. Then this is now where they're going to ask a bit more questions regarding yourself. Are you eligible to work in South Africa? Yes, I'm a South African born by birth, or yes, I'm South African born by naturalization, or yes, I am a South African permanent resident, or yes, I have a valid working permit, or no, I am a foreigner or foreign national and do not hold a valid work permit. So for all foreign nationals, you will either choose I have a working permit, and for South Africans who are maybe naturalized or has a permanent residence, you would obviously then choose permanent residence or naturalization. But if you were born here, we're going to say South African by birth. Then obviously, what is your highest qualification? Since I've done my master's already, I'll just say master's, but if you have in first year, you'll say your highest qualification would be matric. If you are in matric, your highest qualification would be grade 11. Okay? Then, have you ever been charged or convicted with a criminal offense? I will say no. What is your relationship with us? You're going to say I am an external applicant. And do you have any family members, relatives, or friends working for Mercedes Benz Africa and or its affiliated companies? I'm going to say no. Say save and continue. Okay. The next section is education. Like I said earlier on, my highest qualification is my master's, so I just placed my master's here, University of the Western Cape. If you click on this particular section, it will automatically load up the university. Let's say University of Cape Town. It should load up here. You see UCT, boom. Okay, and program obviously MCom Industrial Psychology. Education level, obviously masters. Just put a fake date here in terms of graduation. Full-time field of study, obviously industrial psychology. Then it is not compulsory for you to add certificates, but to make your application stronger and to be considered in terms of this particular opportunity, I would then encourage you to upload your certificate. It could either be for social, let's say for example you were involved in social activities, you got a certificate for that. Let's say you did a short course, or let's say you got a sports certificate, whatever that certificate could be, it can strengthen your application for the bursary. Okay, so it is not compulsory. As you see, it doesn't have any asterisks here, whereas the education level has an asterisk, which means it is important, but here you see it is not important at all. Okay, save and continue. Then employment history, obviously I've worked before. I've worked at LabourNet. At the time I was an HR consultant, and I just put a fake date in here as well, and then obviously I just kind of put in the alphabet. But here, if you have worked before, you have not worked before, it is not compulsory once more, because if you are matric or grade in first year studies or second year studies, you can see it is not compulsory because it doesn't have any asterisks. But if you have worked before, you want to show you have worked at a shop or retail store, whatever the case may be, put in your achievements, put in the date, what was your job title. Hopefully it can also strengthen your application, like the certificate portion. Okay, then save and continue. Diversity, straightforward. You want to obviously know more about your race and gender or your biographical information. So what is your gender? I am a male. Second question, individual with disability. Do you consider yourself an individual with disability? No, I don't. If yes, please enter the nature of disability. If you said no, rather say do not answer, because if you don't click on anything here, the system will not allow you to go forward or proceed forward. So you rather say, if it's no on the second question, make sure on the third question it says I do not wish to answer. Please enter your race. I'm colored. And number 5, what is your South African citizenship status? I'm an South African by birth. And then I can just press save and continue. Then lastly, this is now the attachments. As you can see on this particular section, I've given an example. So in this section here, you're going to say, let's say transcripts and then you will upload your transcripts, and then you just press attach. I've done a small example here. As you can see, I said CV, then I put a normal document I found on the internet, and I just said CV. Then I'll say transcripts, you'll say attach your transcript, you say attach there, it will be uploaded there. So what they want there is your maybe a cover letter, a resume, any references, transcripts, or whatever information, or certificates, your ID must be on there. Maybe your matric certificate if you're done with matric. So make sure you upload all the relevant attachments before you go to the last section where it will obviously be review and submit. Okay, so as mentioned, the last section is review and submit. This is now where you go through the entire application process with a helicopter view or a bird's eye view to make sure everything is factual, it is correct, and you're happy to press submit. As you can see, it has a privacy statement, personal information, general questions, the job-specific questions, as you can see here, education, employment history, diversity, and obviously lastly the attachments. And if you are confident all this information is factual, it's correct, and you have not missed out any particular question, and you feel it is 100% to how you want it to be, you press the button submit, and I'm sure you will get an automatic email stating your application has been received by Mercedes Benz. You may either get an application number or whatever particular reference code, but keep it email safe. And if you don't hear from Mercedes back in the next 2 or 3 or 4 weeks, maybe just give them an email to say by when can you expect some feedback. I hope this video was insightful. It was clearly demonstrated for you to understand, and I'm confident you'll find no hiccups in this particular tutorial, and I wish you all of the best. Please leave comments on the video, suggestions, any recommendations for more Bursary opportunities you have identified that I can make tutorials about to make it easier for you and your loved ones and your friends to apply for these opportunities. All of the best. Thank you very much.